Welcome to the horror game Nightmare at Crestfall. Students, it is now break time. Hide quickly, they are coming. Hee 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 hee. After a wave of malicious laughter, the dizziness in my head gradually subsided. Holding my forehead, I opened my eyes to a familiar football field. Why did it look so much like my alma mater, Crestfall High? Before I could even be surprised, lines of text scrolled across the sky like a chat feed. The veteran players are already on the move, while the noob is still dazed on the field. It's her first time in the game. What do you expect from a rookie? This new batch of players has seriously bad luck. Getting the highest difficulty instance. There's no way out alive. No way out for rookies. You think the vets have a chance? This instance has a 0% survival rate to date. The boss is a literal killing machine. If any of you were matched in here, you'd be waiting for death too, dude. Don't jinx it. Knock on wood. No offense intended, but I pray that nobody here ever gets matched into this instance. Amen. I was secretly alarmed. What was going on? What horror game? Wasn't I already dead? Was my death so undignified that I had to come to this strange game world afterward? I wasn't the only one confused. Some people on the field were just as lost as I was, but just as the chat feed said, another group of people had already started to act. Wait. A girl reached out and grabbed a man who looked like a veteran player. Sir, could you please help me out? This is my first time playing this game and I'm really scared. The girl blinked her watery eyes, looking utterly pitiful. However, the man just scoffed, ruthlessly shaking off her hand and advising her, "You're on your own." With that, he hurried off in one direction. The girl's eyes flickered, and without a second thought, she gritted her teeth and followed him. I watched them leave, deep in thought. Without exception, all these veteran players were choosing to move away from the main school building. Thinking back to the system prompt just now, break time is over, they are coming. Could they be referring to the students in the school building? Before I could think any further, I heard giggling sounds coming from the direction of the building. The laughter was eerie, reminiscent of the giggling children in the depths of a horror movie hallway, but what was different was that this laughter was mixed with horrifying statements. "I'm in a really bad mood today, you little bitch. Get on your knees and bark like a dog, you fat pig. You're so fat, you must love eating shit. Come on, follow me to the bathroom. How dare a poor little rat be in the same class as us? So disgusting. Let's burn her hair off, you slut. Strip her naked. I'll take pictures of her. Hee hee hee. Classmates, you better hide well, because here we come." I blinked my eyes in shock. The chat feed exploded. It's the jocks. The jocks are on the move. Damn it. I'd rather have my head sliced off by the boss's side than fall into the hands of these bullies. Their methods of torture are the kind of thing that gives you nightmares for weeks. They're infamous for being completely depraved, even by horror game standards. The chat feed was a torrent of condemnation and righteous anger. 3 large question marks slowly appeared above my head. The jocks. Could it be the infamous group of bullies from Crestfall High? Those horrifying statements just now, weren't they from the real bullying incidents that happened at Crestfall? I had to say, I was familiar with this part of the story. In this world, there was probably no one who knew how to deal with this group better than I did. After all, the hero who had bravely stood up to them, fought back, and brought them all to justice was my childhood sweetheart, the one who was always filled with a sense of justice, yet constantly treated unfairly because his methods were considered too unhinged. As the commotion from the school building grew, the players on the field scattered in a panic, all of them scrambling to find a place to hide. After a moment of thought, I didn't follow them to find a hiding spot. Instead, I confidently made my way to the gym storage room. My childhood sweetheart, Ronan Graves, had used tools he found here to punish that group of bullies. Back then, like everyone else, I thought his methods of dealing with bad people were too brutal. When everyone was pointing fingers at him, I had also tried to persuade him to hold back. They're wrong. But if you punish them like this, you don't look like a good person either. I once thought I was doing it for his own good. When I said that, joining everyone else and forcing him to mend his ways, it got to the point where he would hide everything he was about to do from me, afraid of making me upset. Looking back now, I wish I could just slap myself and call myself a complete idiot. Everything that had happened in the past was now replaying before my eyes. This time, I was going to do what Ronan Graves had done. I dashed into the storage room and rummaged through everything. Finally finding a thick climbing rope in a broken crate, I joyfully pulled the rope out. A celebratory sound effect of gongs and firecrackers echoed all around me. "Congratulations, player, you have found the S-tier item, the penance rope." Me, the what rope? The chat feed had 100 times more questions than I did. An S-tier item in a broken crate? Are you kidding me? How come she gets to find an S-tier item just by rummaging through a broken crate? Yeah, I'm not saying who's losing their mind, but I definitely feel like killing someone right now. This girl is something else. Everyone else is hiding, but she just walks straight in and starts searching through crates. Could she be some kind of legendary guide writer? A guide? Don't make me laugh. If there was a guide for this instance, would the survival rate be 0? The chat feed was abuzz with speculation. I had no time to spare. I held the rope, a mix of emotions on my face. There was a line of small text on the rope, detailing how to use it. Tie them up and beat them to a pulp. That familiar feeling washed over me again. With a sense of, let's give it a try, I skeptically stored the rope in my inventory and rushed towards the school building. Whoa, where is she going? Is she actually heading for the school building? Did this chick borrow courage from the heavens? She's really not afraid of dying. How could they possibly understand what I was feeling? When I arrived at the school building, the jocks were searching everywhere for players who were hiding. Being closer now, I could finally see clearly that they looked exactly like the old bully gang, except that after becoming ghosts, they had learned to fly. At that moment, the jocks spotted me too. They giggled and swarmed towards me. I gritted my teeth and threw out the penance rope. The thick rope shot out like a bolt of lightning, weaving left and right in the air with nimble movements. In just a short while, the group of ghosts that had been laughing so arrogantly were now tied up tightly. They were strung up together like grasshoppers on a string, hanging upside down from a tree, neat and tidy. The scene was all too familiar. This was exactly how Ronan had dealt with them. My heart was pounding. Why was the game's plot all related to Ronan? My gaze gradually grew hotter as a seed of hope began to sprout quietly in my heart. After tying these guys up, what else did Ronan do? Oh, I remember now. I casually picked up a tree branch as thick as my arm from under the tree, rolled up my sleeves, did a stretching motion, and my eyes gradually turned fierce. "So you like to bully people, huh? Think bullying is so impressive. You were scum when you were alive and you're still scum as ghosts because of trash like you." He was called a monster. Humph, you've finally fallen into my hands. From today on, count me in as one of the monsters. I swung the thick club like a farmer swinging a hoe in the fields. They sweated profusely, hoeing the land to plant crops. I too sweated profusely, eradicating evil. The penance rope held the jocks firmly in place. The club swung so fast it left left after images. The jock screamed in agony, begging me for mercy. We know we were wrong. Please let us go. At some point, all the players who had been hiding emerged from their spots. The young girl who had asked the veteran player for help showed a sympathetic look. Since they know they were wrong, just let them go. Why push them to their doom? I glanced at her, a cold sneer on my face, but my heart was filled with a desolate sorrow. See, Ronan, I'm now going through what you went through. Only by experiencing it myself do I truly understand how utterly detestable those sanctimonious types who pretend to be innocent while casually asking for forgiveness on behalf of the wicked. Was I once that detestable? I can't remember. In any case, even if I didn't verbally plead for them back then, I must have condemned you for your reckless actions. I really deserve to die. Seeing that I was unmoved, the young girl's expression turned awkward. She wanted to say more, but was interrupted by a veteran player next to her. The veteran player didn't pay the newcomer any mind and spoke to me in the tone of an experienced elder. Young lady, you might not be aware of the unwritten rules of the game. In fact, if we players can build good relationships with the NPCs, it can be very beneficial. For example, these jocks, if you let them go, they'll surely be grateful to you. Hearing this, the jock scrambled to shout, yes, yes, we will, I scoffed. Internally, the veteran player's intentions were so obvious they were practically slapping me in the face. He pleads for them, I release them, and the jocks would owe him a favor, right? I pretended not to see through his scheme, waved my hand, and readily retrieved the penance rope. Alright then, I'll let them off the hook. As soon as the jocks were freed, they didn't even glance at the pleading girl or the veteran player. They vanished in a flash, leaving the two of them standing there in awkward embarrassment. I whistled, not bothering to hide my mockery. Whoops. Looks like your little plan